Hey YouTube, Tootie back. There's not many pickups. 0 pickups today. It's all just booter. Tout on a booter. And I don't think it's going to be very long. Famous last words, perhaps. Yeah. Yeah, it was fucking.
From the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky. Godzilla, and Godzuki.
Attacking giant lizards everywhere. Fucking collectors, fucking traders, lizards, you name it, they're all there today. It was horrendous. Still, it was quite warm as well. Kept going hot and cold. But I've got a few bits. I've done okay, okay-ish. In relation to the last couple of weeks, nowhere near as good, but good in perhaps a different way, depending how you look at it. Oh, I need that. Right, first couple of things though. Thanks for all the new subs. Awesome stuff, really do appreciate that. Secondly, a couple of shout outs. I don't really do shout outs that much unless it's like via trades and stuff like that. There's a couple of people here that have asked me just to sort of give them a mention. 2 of the lads have got stuff off me from me Game Boy trade thing. So that was James Mead. So go and check James out. He's a quite reserved chap. Getting into his games, you know, knows what he likes. Jordan Holloway, who, to be fair, I do apologise to both these guys and James. I hadn't really subbed you. I think perhaps when you subbed me, I went back and checked. Probably didn't have any videos at the time, so I do apologise. That's now been rectified. And Dutch guy, I don't know. I'll just call him Mad Max. It's Max86 Mad. He's got a good little competition going actually, where he's giving away stuff. He's into his cartoons, big into his cartoons. And all you have to do is be subscribed, and then leave him a comment about your favourite cartoon. So head over to see Max's channel, and obviously check James and Jordan out if you haven't already. What else have I got? One of the prizes has been sent out already, because obviously that was in the UK, so that's done. Josh, I've got to get yours sorted. Obviously it's going to take me a little bit longer. Oh shit. Looks better. Take a little bit longer, because obviously I've got to get it all packed right and whatnot. So that will be on its way. And yes, it wasn't fixed, even though fucking Sean Fagan. Like I told you, I took your fucking name out. Your name didn't even go in the pot, mate. Right, car boot. It was. I knew it was going to be bad in terms of like grabbing stuff. Like turned up actually earlier than the last couple of weeks, and it was just like he's buying, they were everywhere. But I got in there early enough to make a difference. So it started off, I mean, I thought at first, like literally the first 15 minutes, I thought I'm alright now, I'm happy. I'd be happy if I didn't find anything for the rest of the day. But then I seen everyone, you know, all the other guys turn up, and I thought, oh, fucking hell. I didn't see my 2 suited lizards. Apparently they were there, because I mentioned it to my mate's missus, and she said, oh, I've seen them turn up. She said, I don't know what you mean, they all look really strange. I said, yeah, I wasn't lying, because I hadn't been for a couple of weeks. Seen Rich from Retroactive. How you doing, pal? So yeah, it was just literally like, I know he's buying it, and it was just fucking out. But earlier on, I did do alright. So there's a chap there turned up, youngish guy. He was fucking really weird, right? I was with sort of chatting to the lady that I know, the older lady who collects all the Lego and shit like that. And this guy was, he'd rocked up, put a mat on the floor, and he was getting stuff out. And I just sort of said to him, like, you know, just chatting away, I just said, oh, you ain't got any video games of you? He says, yeah, pulls out like an old, not the cassette holder thing, but had PlayStation games in there. So I was, straight away, found this, pulled a couple out, and chatted away to him, blah, blah, blah. And she went, oh, you haven't got anything else in there, have you? And he went, oh, yeah, I've got some Warhammer, or the lead figure things. I don't know what they are. And she was like, get them out, because that's what she's into, all the toys and stuff. And So it had these figure things anyway, and she was all asking. I said, is that all the games? And he goes, no, I've got some more in here. And we looked at each other. And to be fair to her, she's like an old hand at this. She went, look, you've got to get all your stuff out because this is the time that people are buying. So if they don't get it out relatively soon, you know, or early enough, you'll probably still be left with it. Which I can see what she's sort of saying, i.e., most of the people that are going to pay the money will be there straight away at the beginning, and then by 10 o'clock or whatever, everyone's fucked off home. So it gets a couple more things out. There was nothing else there. I think there was Tekken 3 or something like Platinum, whatever. But I sort of said, because when we were sort of saying to her about getting stuff out, because yeah, but I don't want to waste it all straight away. Found really odd. You're here to sell it though, so I don't know. I don't get what was going on in his mind. I think what might have happened is he sold me these, and then he's checked himself, which a bit too late, because one of the lizards did say to me afterwards, oh, he told me to hands off, I ain't sorted the stuff out yet. So I'm guessing he probably did think bollocks are fucked up there, but them's the breaks. So what did I get from him? The waffle did fucking good, actually, I must admit. So first thing, straight away I was like, seeing the spine of this. I've got this. This is going to be trade fodder, or it's going to be funds for other stuff, PC Engine games, etc. And it is Final Fantasy VII. Obviously, still got to recoup a bit of cash that, well, a bit of cash, quite a lot of cash that I sent to James, Monkey Spaz. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII Platinum. Okay, everything's there. It's even got the Final Fantasy VIII demo, which someone's obviously just flipped the discs around. Just one. They're all there. It's all there. All in pretty good condition, actually. I mean, the state of the box that they were in was like fucking, wouldn't believe it. But these are obviously the box that kept them in good condition. No cracks. No, still with the old HMV stick on the back. The only thing is it's got an old, where it had the thingy label, you know, Virgin label, HMV label, stuck on the front. So got that one. Then these, one of these, can't remember what it is now. Anyway, Spyro Year of the Dragon. Again, I've got this. I'll check just to sort of see if this is better condition than mine, my current one, because it is in really good condition. Yeah, I mean, there's a few little scuffs on the disc, but nothing that won't stop it playing. So I picked that up. Final Fantasy VII, another game, and then it brought out these other ones, and this one was in like a little pouch. So it's a good job I did ask him again. And that's Spyro 2, Gateway to Glimmer. This looks like a bundled one, not for resale. Again, I've got this. I've got all the Spyros. The only problem with this one, the spindles come away, but I can always replace the inside spindle bit. They're not a problem. So, Final Fantasy, 2 Spyros, and then this is the pick of the bunch. I don't know if it's the pick of the day, and that's saying something for you guys that know. It's got one little stick up the front, which is not a problem, come off. So it's another copy of Digimon Monsters, Digimon World. It is in very good condition. I mean, say very good. The discs, scuff on it. I'm sure it'll play. Scuff on it. It's not anything bad. And the only problem, if there's a problem, is just the manual's a little bit. See it? But yeah, all there. Again, I've got Digimon. I will check. Case-wise, it's fine. So all of them games, £7.50, which I thought was a fucking right deal. He was banging on about Final Fantasy VII, so I just let him talk. Because it was £6.50, and I said, if he found it was Spyro, so I'll do a quid. He said, yeah. Pay £1 for Spyros all day long. I've got a bit of Turtles on the go here. Is that full screen? Twat. I've been playing full screen, you knobhead. Right. One random, 50p this was. It was some old boy just selling it. It had like a load of books. I'm just sitting in the corner. I always look for the orange tab in the corner. I was like, fucking hell, I ain't got that one. So 50p. Grand Theft Auto 5 guide. So was this meant to have a map in it or something? I don't know. It might have meant to have a map, was it? I don't know. But yeah. thought for 50p. It's all that little orange tab there. Remember last week someone was selling a couple of guides and they wanted like fucking £3 each from. And it was oh, what do you call it? Skylanders or something like that. I mean, it wasn't anything old or great. Oh, fuck that. Right. What else happened? What else went on today? Not a great deal. Anything unusual? No arcade machines. Oh, someone's selling pigs. There's 2 pigs for sale. Not real pigs. Like that plastic stuff. What do they call it? I can't remember now. A lot of the Christmas decorations are made out of. You stand them in your garden. That kind of plastic. Tough plastic. But the pigs look weird. They look really good actually, like realistic pigs. But next to that stall, the reason why I said that, because next to that stall was this, was a chap. And weirdly enough, I was asking another lady about just, if you've got any old games. And the overheard went, oh, do you have to games? I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, I've got some in here. But he was one of these people again that was taking ages to put the table together. He had fucking like little nuts and bolts. Fucking hell, man. Dug them out and lit up. Wow, the first thing that come out, I was like, fucking hell, this might be a good score here. And that, but it was it. There was nothing else after that. I was like, what? So the woman, they had this, oh, they're in the box. There's a box full. He pulls this box out. I was thinking, fucking hell, yeah, great, great, great. So in the box, she pulls a bag out. Out of the bag, she pulls these in like an elastic band. There's 4 Game Gear games. Got Wonder Boy, Sonic 2, yeah, Castle of Illusion's a good game, and Monaco GP. Yeah, nothing. I mean, Wonder Boy's pretty good, and they've all got the little manuals with them, stuff like that. I mean, a lot of these, I think I've got all of these anyway. So when she pulled these out like an elastic band, I thought, oh fucking hell, you know, there's a big box full, and the first thing she pulls out is these, but there's nothing else. There's a couple of PC games, and that was it. I was like, oh shit. So I've got all them for £4, which I thought was all right. You know, again, trade fodder. I think I might need the manuals. But yeah. He was like, oh, I've got this big box. No, 4 games. Right. A couple of randoms. Also, I'm doing away with the collection. I couldn't remember if I had this in it or not, but I thought, you know what, if I haven't got it, I'll chuck it in anyway. And if someone wants it as part of, you know, a deal or whatever, they, you know, they can let me know. This is in really good condition as well. So Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball. Yeah, it can't beat a bit of volleyball, can you? Look. So obviously that is just trade fodder. Another one that was just trade fodder, purely CX. £2 I got this for. Lego Batman on the PS3. I think my daughter says she's got this, so again, you know, it will just go towards GameCube games at CEX if no one else is interested. From my mate who does the Lego, she picked this up. I obviously missed it. Like I say, there was fucking tons of people going around collecting games, so even she was picking games up. So it could have been a lot better, but them's a break. She said she paid £2. I said I'll give you £3 for it. She said fine. It's a big box Crash Bandicoot. So again, I know there's money in that. I'm not, you know, I'm not fucking gonna bullshit you or anything like that. I'm pretty sure I've got this big box version as well, but it's even got a demo in the back and everything. What am I talking about? It's not. It's got Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex. Huh? I just sort of looked at and just seen the disc in there. So, oh well, there we go. But yeah, again, it's just going to go to fund more stuff. Nearly there now. That's nearly it. I'm not going to get through 1 beer. I did speak to what was the, you know, I referred to as the lizard guys before, and he was like very amenable actually. I think he must have realised that there's too many people, and he come over and spoke to me. He goes, I bet you're about ready to slit your throat. And I was like, fucking, you know, and I engaged him, and because obviously I think him and his mate, the 2 lizards, have been doing it for like fucking years. Anyway, which I kind of knew. And he said there's a bit like the people just coming here from all over, and it's just like ruining it a little bit. And he went, I bet you used to run this place, didn't you? I said, no. I said, you fucking pairs used to be the enemy. And he started laughing. We had a laugh about it. And like I said last week, I couldn't explain it properly, but it's almost like when you've got 2 warring factions, you know, it's almost like England and Scotland don't like each other, but if the Germans invaded, you'd all sort of come together to fight the sort of the invading army. And it's kind of a bit like that, and we were like laughing about it. And I just sort of said, like, you know, I told him I collect before anyway, and I showed him the pictures because I said, well, I'll show you because there's no point going up there because there's too many people collecting. So he was like, you know, I think he got a bit of a more understanding of where I was coming from. But yeah, it was that bad. Even they were struggling, and it's just. But we soldier on. We soldier on. So, youngest chap, they were like waiting for a table to turn up, this, that, and the other. And I just walked past. Yeah, so I said, "Oh, you got the game?" He says, "Yeah, it's PlayStation 2 stuff." He was charging a little bit, quite a bit for his. I think he wanted £2 a game. So he sort of said, "All free for a £5." So I got these for £4. Got him down a bit. One of them, I know I definitely ain't got. The other one I'm not sure of. And no, two of them I haven't got. One of them I'm not sure of. I thought, and this ain't in any order either. So this is like a little bit early on. I thought, fuck it. Right. So the one I'm not sure of, I can't remember if I've got it or not, is Maximo. Oh shit. Now I know there's a second one to this. There's a follow-up. And this is kind of like the apparently the spiritual successor to Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins, etc. So Maximo, don't know if I've got that. This one, again, like that's you know, I do this quite a lot. Anything I haven't seen before that looks a little bit unusual, I tend to get it purely based on that. For a couple of quid, I've got a game called Triggerman. Never heard of it. Obviously, it looks like some sort of gangstery type thing, Dons. And then the last one, The Shadow of Zorro. Again, I don't think I've ever seen this. It looks like an early release because it's a. I don't know. I'll say it looks like an early release because it's a bluer box, but the disc's not blue, so I don't know. Might be one of the earlier DVDs. So yeah, The Shadow of Zorro. So them for £4. This is a bit of a funny story. I felt sorry for the lad, I really did. There was a big van turned up, young lad in there, sitting in the front with his headphones on. He's probably about 16. And I just sort of said to him, I said, "Oh, you ain't got any old games in there, have you?" He went, "You know what, actually we have." So, "What, do you know what you've got?" And he went, I said, like, you know, is it PlayStation? Blah, blah. He said, "Oh yeah, I got some PlayStation 2 and PS3 and stuff like that." I said, "Oh, God, great." So he gets out of the van, his old man, like, big fucking fat fucker, waddles round the back, opens stuff up, and to be fair to the lad, he went, "Oh yeah," he goes, "I know what bag they're in." So he sort of tries to get them out. The old man's, and the wife's there as well, and the old man went, "Fucking get the stuff out of the van." The old man wasn't doing anything. Seriously, wasn't doing anything. Just a pure, poor young lad and the mum fucking running round. So he looked at me a bit. I said, "Don't worry, I'll swing by." I said, "Just put them to one side if you do end up finding them, like." And they must have gone past 5 times, right? And at one point they had a box of DVDs on the floor. And I said, "Oh, are the games in the DVD? Are the games in the box there? Because I'll just have a look, mate. You know, you don't need to whatever." And this fucking old man's bellowing, "Fucking hell!" And I heard him say to the wife about something. She went, "Don't you bloody dare embarrass us in front of everybody. Now you just need to calm down." And he was being a fucking prick, proper prick. But anyway, so the lad, I think it was, I don't know, the 4th time, whatever, I asked him. He went, yeah, they're in here, and there's a big black suitcase. And I thought, fucking, I opens it up, and it was full of PS2 games. PSP was in there. Literally, as he opened the fucking thing up, some fucking Algerian, Albanian, fucking foreign bastard, straight in there, grabbed the PSP. Didn't even have a chance. Seriously, didn't even have a fucking chance. But I thought, I ain't that fussed about it. It would have been nice probably to maybe have the screen out of it for one of the others. I mean, I don't know if it worked. I think it was sold for a £5. But what the bastard forgot, he had no fucking games, so he was asking for the games and I'd got them. So, I asked the lad how much the games were, and I'm sure he said £3 at first. And I was rooting round, and I got a load, and I asked him again, he went on £2. I thought, fine. So I got five games, which is a tenner. I said, we should do 8. I think we settled on £7.50 or something stupid. again, mainly just, I don't know, just trade fodder. But I picked the PSP ones up because I thought actually they're quite good games. So the main sort of trade fodder of CEX, I think I've got this already. I think I have anyway. Elder Scrolls Oblivion on the PS3. It's got the map, got everything in it. You know, all pretty good nick and stuff like that. So there's that one. This one, again, I grabbed. Don't know anything about it really. Stuntman Ignition. This one, it's got a few scuffs on it. Again, purely just CEX fodder. Final Fantasy 12, and then the 2 PSP games. One of them I know is pretty good because it looks like a PlayStation port, but rehashed somewhat. It's on Platinum, Medieval Resurrection, and Mortal Kombat Unchained. Now I don't know if any of these are any good or what. Whether I'll keep them, I don't know. Yeah. So a couple of quid, and like I say, the guy was after these to the PSP. Fuck you, wanker. So we're nearly done. Literally nearly done. I actually went to 2 today. This was from the second one, as was the GTA book. And generally the second one, it's like there's scraps. You're scrapping, and I couldn't believe this was still there. So there's a store there, and let's just say, right, that in the nicest possible way, they're probably the sort of rough end of bad, if that makes sense. I mean, nice enough people, but you know, they're I don't know. I think it was like 2 couples or something. I don't know. But what drew me to the store first, they had a box of Wii's. Like I think I had 2 or 3 Wii's in there, black and white one, which I kind of was interested a little bit, just to sort of for the modding and all that shit. And then they wanted 15 quid, and I was just like, nah, forget it. I can't be bothered with it. It's just that initial thing. If I get them for a couple of quid, I could have a piss about with them. You know, maybe look to soft mod them and move them on, because I know a lot of people want to buy them and put hard drives on them and stuff like that. And that's all it was, just a way just to turn a couple of quid to put to other funds and, you know, pay for fucking the games here. But then I walked, that was on the edge of their store, so I walked past, I noticed this on the fucking table, and I was like, oh, okay. So I asked the guy about it. He goes, oh, then there was another competing system or computer below it. And I said, oh, I'm not interested. I said, well, what you asked? He goes, oh, then they make me an offer. And to be fair, it's not in the best of conditions, not in the worst. It's just a bit dirty, like most of their stuff was. It's missing a part at the bottom which doesn't affect it. It's just a cosmetic thing. Turned it over and I was like, okay, it's got that in it. That's good. No, it had the power supply. So I said, oh, £5. And he went, yeah, all right, £5. So for a £5, and I shit you know, I've actually powered this up before this, and it works. And it's got a hard drive fitted to it, and it works. So I'm back in the Amiga market. I've got 1200. So it's missing the door, the trap door. And as you can see there, it says 127 meg hard drive fitted, and it works. And do you know it's even got a decent 500 power supply? I ain't gonna keep it. You know, the trouble is I've got no mouse. So if anyone knows, I need a serial mouse, don't I, for the port, because you can't navigate Workbench unless someone knows any different, or a little trick, or anything with any current hardware. Other than that, I'm a bit shafted. But yeah, it fires up, it works. It's just missing, like I say, cosmetically, just missing the trapdoor. So £5. I don't know how it was still there. I really don't. I'm guessing, perhaps, say if the pricing was anything to go by, say they had these like 2 beaten up Wii's. They wanted like, I'm guessing at the start of the day they must have wanted 20 odd quid, something stupid. And by the end of it, they were trying to bundle them all in for like 15. There was a PlayStation one that tried to put that in there and wanted 20 quid and all this shit. I was like, no, I'm not interested. So they're really like pushing to get rid of it. Oh, the computer underneath it was an ST. That was missing a keyboard, a key or two. I thought, I'm not interested in that anyway, because I don't really know much about STs. Amigas I know a little bit about. So that was nearly it. So I've kind of jumped about a little bit. So don't know, competing pick of the day. I mean, I mentioned showed you Digimon and stuff like that. This is quite interesting. There's two young girls, and I asked them, "Have you got any games?" "No, I haven't got anything." Bollocks. And then my mate who'll sometimes go with, there was a chap there, or another lad that he knew, and he had some PSP games that he was showing him, and he started off. So I spoke to my mate, and he went, "Oh, there's a store over here," and I walked over, and in a shoebox they had, sorry, on the table they had some PSP games, so I knew that was a store. But in the shoebox there was some Game Boy games, and my mate was looking through them. He picked this one up, looked at it, put it down. I picked it up, and he looked at some others, and I went, "How much did the game?" He spent £2 each, and I was like, "I'm having it." And he went to me, he goes, "Oh, what'd you get that one for?" And I didn't want to sort of be nasty to him or anything. I said, "Well, to be honest," I said, "I always get ones that I don't really recognise." Which is a bit of a lie, because I recognise this game straight away. But I thought, he's, you know, put it down. He didn't want it, he was just looking through them. And it's in for a box. It's got a little bit of wear. This needs, what do you call it, the tray, which I've got trays from other games. But pick me up, essentially a boxed complete version of Hamtaru Rainbow Rescue on the GBA. Now obviously I'm doing away with a lot of the Game Boy stuff, so, but I still have box games, and there's still some that I might just keep. This may be one of them. So it's got the manual, the game. It's just missing a little tray, which is easy enough to do while I've got trays all day long. So that's £2, and I said to the girls, so yeah, it's got all the tang tabs. I did say to the girls, I said, "Oh, I asked you earlier." I said, "Oh, I didn't know these were in here. I forgot they were in here," or some waffle or bullshit. But yeah, Hamtaro. So I can't remember who was on about this. Someone's on about, it might have been Rob. Triple T 07. I don't know what, I can't remember what your name is. 2D 777 fighting Tino Rob. Mentioned that game. I think it was him anyway. Just a name. That's all it was. I've just remembered. So cheers for that, Rob. I did pick one other thing up. It's not game related, but again, I know it's worth a couple of quid. Picked it up purely just to, you know, generate some income. I know Rich collects these, and it is Hero Quest. Box has seen a bit better days, but all the stuff's in there. Well, it looks like it's all there. I ain't checked it. It's £3. But yeah, take it. So yeah, not a great day for me buying really, for not last week and the week before, but pretty good for sort of generating a bit of income and some trade stuff, and you know, a bit of investment here and there. Oh, so yeah. Before I forget, Mark Horsburgh, community question: when did you first take notice or have any relevance or any sort of allegiance, I suppose, to developers or producers? I think there's a slight difference, isn't there? So yeah, Mark was asking about this. I think he was referring to like Treasure. A really good question. So for me, it was back in the Super Nintendo days. It was Square, because obviously I read Super Play. Square and Enix, obviously, for those that you all know anyway, but Square Enix used to be two different companies. You have Square and Enix. They were competing divisions, competing companies, etc. And what I noticed as well, just before the Super Nintendo, especially with like the Amiga and stuff like that, what used to happen was publishers would kind of, what word am I looking for here? Steal the limelight somewhat. So you'd have developers that would be making the games, but like say Virgin or whatever would publish them. And you wouldn't really know who the developers were per se. Obviously now it's a lot a lot more prominent, as Mark mentioned, was like, you know, Rockstar. You know, but obviously, who produces the games for Rockstar? They don't produce them themselves. I can't remember who it is. Whoever it is, but do you get what I mean? So they develop it, but I think it would just be DMA Design, didn't they, and stuff like that. So there was a lot of that, and I think, I can't remember which other one there was. There was a Bitmap Brothers. They were under another producer's name. Stuff like, you know, software houses like that, and Psygnosis, I think they might produce themselves and develop themselves. I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was around the, you know, the sort of 16-bit era, not so much the 8-bit. Wouldn't really have remembered. I don't even think that happened, because I think Atari. Nintendo, obviously with Nintendo, they just ruled everything with an iron fist. Atari, everything was badged Atari, unless you had Activision. But yeah, you never really tied any quality. I suppose the only way that really came about was Ultimate Play the Game. Whenever, you know, as kids, you sort of seen that as like a badge of, you know, respect, and it's going to be a good game. Codemasters back then, you see, weren't that great. Codemasters was a cheap budget label, so it was kind of the opposite. If you've seen Codemasters, you think, well, it's not that great really. It's, you know, cheap and cheerful. But in terms of, actually, good point in case here is like Konami and Taito and stuff like that, all the big arcade hitters, Irem. They in terms, you know, going to the home consoles, they were produced and they were converted by US Gold, Ocean, developers, houses like that. So it was hard to gauge the sort of quality. I don't think until it moved to the 16-bit, like I say, people like Konami and Taito and all them kind of developers really came to the fore. I mean, probably in Japan it might have been different, but here it is a lot more. You'd have Ocean would convert the game across all the formats and stuff like that, which sometimes worked and sometimes it just didn't. I remember Retro Gamer used to have a piece in the magazine, you know, like the best conversions and who did them on certain games. That's quite good actually, because it's quite interesting to see. And the ones you think, oh, that'd be the best one because it's most powerful, actually wasn't, and it was converted by someone else, and that's the reason why they've got the best out of the machines and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really good question there, Mark. I say for me, the sort of real point of it was a little bit in the 8-bit towards the end, like the Spectrum, like say with Ultimate and stuff like that. It then carried over into the Amiga with the 16-bit, so you had Ocean, US God. I know a lot of people mentioned these because they were the big houses, they were the big conversion houses, they were the big movie tie-in houses. But when I first sort of took note of when a game was coming out and who it was by, etc., was probably more the Super Nintendo, and it's more geared around Square. So as soon as I knew that Square was making a new RPG, that was it, you know. Didn't really matter. So yeah, great question, and that is it. I'm done. Like I say, it was relatively short, not a great deal today, this week. Take it easy, YouTube. See you in a bit. Bye bye.